Moments ago, the Philadelphia Flyers trade James Van Riemsdyk to the Detroit Red Wings. Emily Kaplan and company on the point right now at ESPN, still wondering if there's an extra piece to that one still to come. Other moves made. Nick Bonino headed back to Pittsburgh, where he won 2 Stanley Cups, traded from the Sharks to the Penguins for a 5th and a 7th. Penguins also add defenseman Dmitry Kulikov from the Ducks. The Sabres just acquired Jordan Greenway, from the Minnesota Wild. Second-round play at the Arnold Palmer Invitational at Bay Hill after a scintillating 65 yesterday. World number 1, John Rahm, carded a 4 over 76. He's fallen to 14th place at 3 under par. Kurt Kitayama sits at 9 under. He leads in the second round by 3 over a group of now 4 golfers after Xander Schauffele just carded a 70. Live featured group and feature whole coverage available on ESPN Plus. Also at ESPN Plus, quarterfinals of the ACC Women's Tournament, Notre Dame and NC State. First game for the Irish without Olivia Miles.
We all know the game isn't over till it's over. So next time your car breaks down, don't call it quits. Head to eBay Motors. They have 122 million parts to take your car into overtime. Get the right parts at the right prices. ebaymotors.com. Let's ride.
In the heart of Beer City, USA, 2 men, 1 journey to create a sports show unlike any other. Unfiltered, raw, and honest. One of them played a soccer goalie opposite Ben Stiller. The other once scored 6 points on Steph Curry. These guys know their shit. Let's go! Tank Spencer, Jeremy Greene, The Sportsocracy. Presented by Ingles Supermarkets. Low prices, love the savings. And Fred Anderson Nissan of Asheville.
And welcome into the Sportsocracy here on ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400. The Sportsocracy heard everywhere on the iHeartRadio app, and we are seen here in the Ingles Studio every time we're live here on ESPN Asheville. Just go to thesportsocracy.com, click that live video link. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you can join us in the chat each and every day. And today, well, normally we do football Fridays, but with football season over and basketball season tournament season heating up, today is, Jeremy, do it for us. It's a basketball Friday.
Basketball Friday.
I can't do that with my voice. I can't make it all gravelly. We got the 2023 Ingles SoCon Basketball Championships getting underway. The women's tournament's already underway, and the men, their bracket begins the games tonight. The first round games, or I believe Jeremy called them the play-in games earlier today. That begins at 5 o'clock this evening. And we are going to have a couple of guests on the program, including one right now, as we bring on the head coach of the Western Carolina Catamounts men's basketball team. It is Justin Gray joining us for the first time in the Sportsocracy. It's great to have you on, Coach.
And I just got one question.
Okay.
Who scored 6 points on Steph Curry? That was awesome.
That would be me. Now, what we don't say in that is how many he scored on me.
The real question is, yeah, that's the real question. How many did you give up?
31.
31.
Yeah, they beat us 100-12.
Oh, no, that's not real.
Yeah, oh, no, it's totally real. Yeah, and we don't put that part in because that makes me sound bad, and that's like my high water athletic mark. So
I was going to say, come on, Joe.
I was chuckling as it was going by. And one scored 6 on Steph. I was like, oh, that's awesome.
Oh yeah. He got lucky and hit 2 3-pointers.
That was 2 of 7 scoring, and I was half of our offensive output.
I was going to say, Justin, you played AAU ball probably. I mean, come on. Did you not have those games where you just showed up and you knew you were better than the other team and just smoked them?
Man, I was telling a story the other day. I was at Oak Hill, and Carmelo Anthony was my dorm mate, and we played in the Greensboro Gators came up and asked, hey, man, you guys want to play in the tournament? We was all like, yeah, cool, let's go play. We get there, it's Carmelo Anthony, it's myself, it's Eric Williams, it's Trent Strickland, it's Richard Joyce, it's Raymond Felton, it's PJ Tucker. It's like all these dudes. I'm like, hold on, we all on the same team,
Right, loaded.
like, and then we walk in the locker room and it's Phil Ford is the coach. I'm like, oh my goodness, we about to beat the brakes off somebody. It was unbelievable. One of the greatest teams I've ever been a part of.
Absolutely. The one thing Jeremy doesn't say often about that game is that it never really ended.
We were not thrilled with they put their starters back in with 2 minutes to go, and I was the 2 guard, and our point guard took issue with something that was said to him, and he did the same thing that the girl did in the SEC championship game the other night in the tournament.
Yeah,
and just chucked the ball. So with 4 seconds to go, they went, "We're done.
No contest."
Yeah, so technically, you didn't lose.
That is true.
They ended the game.
And Dale was great after the game. He came up and signed basketballs for us. He was very nice. But, yeah, they absolutely beat us sideways.
All right, again, joining us on the program here, it is head coach of the men's basketball team at Western Carolina University, Justin Gray, second year at Cullowhee, and already, I mean, this program's coming together. You got a heck of a team here. You're entering tomorrow as the number 4 seed, taking on East Tennessee State in the technically the second round of the SoCon championships here. Tell us about the season and what it's been like growing from a 10-win team last year to now being, one of the top 4 teams in the conference.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's, whenever you take over a program, you have a vision and you have a plan. And, I think for us, it started at the top with our athletic director and being able to, implement things and work how I want to work. And then the staff, I thought this year we did a great job in recruiting. It's everybody always talks about the job the coaches do, but believe me, it's not the X's and the O's, it's the Jimmy and the Joes, and we had some really, really good talent. We hit some talent in the portal. And then I think the culture that we built that first year, even though we didn't win a lot of games, so to speak, we won because, it was a winning attitude. It's trying to change the mojo around the offices and on campus and with the vision and the students and, just trying to bring everybody involved. So, I mean, our guys play hard every time they go out, and that's all I ask. I played for the late, great Skip Prosser. One of the things he used to always say was, you don't have to play perfect. You just got to play hard, and that's one of our mottos and one of our things that we really, really have a staple in the program now.
The Southern Conference is widely looked at as a conference that has 3 major teams at the top, and then you've got a little bunch underneath that. It's got to feel good to be the top dog or cat, I guess I should say, in that group.
Yeah, I mean, it's such a good league. That's why this tournament is so good. I mean, you can go down to the last very play as it was last year, and anybody can win any game. So I think that's what makes it real interesting. For us, it was just about building a brand of basketball, and trying to get out from the bottom of the league, but also doing it the right way. And I thought, I'm telling you, we have really, really good young men that they work hard as crap. They deserve some of these wins, but they like I tell them, you got to deserve the right to get in the game. You got to deserve the right to stay in the game once you get there, and then that's how you compete. So those guys are giving us everything. We're looking forward for the opportunity tomorrow to come out and compete in this great tournament.
How do you see the game flow go, or how do you want the game flow to go here against East Tennessee State?
Yeah, the first 2 games for us, versus them, it's not like we scoring 90 points, So for us, we want to play in the 60s. We want to be physical, just as much as they do. And then, every game comes down to a point to where you have to make some plays, and we want to make sure that our guys understand our game plan, which I think they do. I think, being disciplined to that game plan and then trying to execute it with consistency is what we're really, really going to try to do. So it'll be a great game. I know it'll be a great environment. We have guys that have played in the NCAA tournament before that's coming to us that has some experience of playing in big time games. So I'm just excited. I'm just excited for the guys to get an opportunity to go out and compete again.
Year in and year out, I mean, at least in the recent past here, we have seen the Southern Conference, the measurements on the strength of the conferences in college basketball. The SoCon is right at the top of the mid-major tournaments, or conferences, I guess I should say. I think it was what was it, Jeremy? They were like 11th in overall conference in college basketball.
I believe it was 13,
something like that. I mean, it's crazy to me how. I mean, I grew up with the Southern Conference in town, and this conference was never really a huge player, even on the mid-major stage. But recently, you have seen the conference take this big leap, and to me, it's got a lot to do with the coaches, the caliber of coaches that we have seen come through this league.
Yeah, I think that's, for me to be able to, my first time being a head coach, to be able to be in this league, and, it's truly a blessing. I say it all the time because I know the history of the coaching, and then that's why it's made a jump. It's the coaching, it's the talent, it's what the league does with this tournament and how they promote it, and then the results from the tournament. People like excitement, people like competitive games, and that's what you get when you come here to the SoCon.
Yeah, we've been for the last several years to the championship game especially, and I don't think we've seen a lopsided game. I think it's been within a possession or two every game for the last 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, man, that's exciting, and me playing college basketball and playing on those games where it's like 1 or 2 possessions and it comes down to the last minute of the game. There's nothing like it, and when I would go back and I would watch them as a fan, there's nothing like it now. It's a little bit different when you're coaching,
right.
because you're in it, but you feel like you're in a really good league. You're competing. So hopefully we'll have a chance. And for us, it's a 1-game tournament. We talk about ETSU, and they're well coached as well. So for us to be able to come out and be able to compete and play hard and put on a good show and try to compete for a win and advance, that's all we're really focused on.
Was the strength of the conference a reason that you chose to start your head coaching career with Western Carolina in the SoCon?
I mean, I think they chose me. I was a young coach. My history a little bit, I was at Winthrop for 2 years with Pat Kelsey. And then right after those 2 years, I became the interim head coach when Pat left. And from there, I went down to Charleston for about a week. And then right after that week, I got the opportunity to interview here. And, after getting it, I knew what kind of league it was. I didn't know as much about Western, but, I knew for the opportunity to be a head coach in college basketball and be in the SoCon, I know what that brings. And my thing was like really hiring a really, really good staff. I'm young in the profession, but my staff is elite, and I like to think we're top 3 in the league in staff, and just being able to come out and play our brand of basketball, get our kind of kids, and sell the culture, and do things the right way. That's what it's about for me.
Yeah. The 7-win improvement from last year to this year, you credited the recruiting job that you and your staff have done to be able to get players in here that can compete at this level with the top teams in this conference. What is that like for a top-ish mid-major conference coach and recruiting staff trying to navigate these waters of the NIL deals and all of that to make sure that you can stay competitive?
Yeah, for us, it's just about being honest of where we are, being honest with the athletes. And then I always tell our staff the right kind of student athlete will be attracted to what we sell, and that's all we really focus on. We can't go out and get LeBron James every single time, but we can go out and get Trey Jackson, who we really, really, all conference performer. We can't always go out and get the 4 or 5-star kids, but we can go out and get Vontaze Woolbright, who had a triple-double in the last game and is an all-conference player. Those things for us is just evaluating talent. I think we have a lot of good evaluators in this league. And then once you get in that talent, you build the culture, and they have to fit. The kid can jump out the gym and shoot from Steph range, but if he isn't the right kind of kid for us, he's not the right kind of kid for us. And I accept that, and I understand that, and I think the guys that we bring in, they all buy into the team concept. And I think that's one thing that's really, really huge at the mid-major or any level. You know, getting kids that it's not about you. It's not about your NIL deal. It's about the team. And, you know, you can still work those things out while doing so.
You had a great career at Wake Forest. You had a 12-year pro career, mostly overseas. Does it help you as a former player? Do you think you have like a leg up when you're trying to go into these, as they say, into the living room to talk to the parents and the players, of relating to these guys on where you can take their game?
Yeah, I think one thing is I'm real. I'm honest. And I think, I am younger, so I'm 38, and I'm not too far removed from a locker room and playing. So I think those things help. But I wasn't the best athlete. You know what I mean? Like the career I had at Wake, I worked hard for everything, and I understood what hard work does, and the consistency of doing those things. And I just think, as a recruiter, you got to be able to sell your dream. You have to be able to, not only once you sell that dream, be able to make that dream come reality for guys and a program and kids and families. The first thing we always, I can promise them is I'm gonna do everything in my power to make sure that they graduate. And that's what's most important. That these guys are student athletes. Yes, NIL and all these things are coming by to being able to help. Help these student athletes out, but at the end of the day, it still says student athlete. They're not pros, and we don't treat them like pros. We treat them like student athletes. And I think, again, the right kind of kid, the right kind of young men, the right family, they're attracted to that. And that's all I focus on. I can't speak for everybody else and what they do. I just know what I bring to the table.
Justin Gray, former Demon Deacon, now head coach of your Western Carolina Catamounts, the 4 seed in the SoCon tournament tomorrow afternoon at the Harrah Cherokee Center, Asheville. 2:30, the scheduled tip-off for the game against East Tennessee State. I know you're going to be looking to get a win here, but and you don't want to look ahead, but you win that game, then it's number 1 seed Furman and Bob Richey coming up in the second round. I know you've got your game plan ready.
Yeah, I mean they are picked to win the league. They finished first. I saw Coach Richey this morning. I mean, I told him he did a great job, and it's hard to do that. I've had to do that at multiple levels as a player. That's hard to do. To be able to be picked preseason and then finish it out. So it's a testament to what he's done and what he's built there at Furman. And for us, we're just trying to focus on, I told you before, it's a one-game tournament. Mm-hmm. It's one-game tournament, and whoever it is that, hopefully we have to face after that, we have to face after that. But we can't get on that without passing this game tomorrow.
Absolutely. We want everybody, all the Catamount Nation, to turn out for the game tomorrow. Harrah Cherokee Center, Asheville, 2:30 scheduled tip-off. It's game 2 of the morning session, or I guess the early afternoon session of the SoCon tournament. Ingles 2023 SoCon Basketball Championships underway at the Harrah Cherokee Center, Asheville. Head coach of the Western Carolina Catamounts, Justin Gray. It's great to talk to you.
I appreciate you guys. You guys stay blessed.
You too, and best of luck in the tournament this weekend. It is ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400 iHeartRadio. Will have your coverage of the SoCon basketball quarterfinals, men's quarterfinals coming up tomorrow. We got 4 games stretched across 570 WWNC and ESPN. Asheville will have the early session on WWNC. Then the evening session will be on, excuse me, I had that backwards. So the morning session will be on ESPN. The evening session will be over on 570 WWNC, because we'll have the Carolina Duke game here on ESPN tomorrow evening. But join me. I'll be doing all the score updates and such throughout the game. We'll have Doug Maurer and Richmond Weaver doing the play-by-play. Jeremy, you already were here for it's a great day to be a Bulldog.
I will be in the house as long as there is not a UNCAA game actively happening. I will be at the Harrah Cherokee Event Center. And frankly, I would love to see a matchup between Coach Gray and our guest at the start of the 4 o'clock hour, Bob Richey, head coach of Furman, because that is one coaching matchup I was also a coach, and those two are the reason that I stopped because I got tired of being 4 years younger than guys, and they look 10 years younger than me. And there's no doubt Coach Gray could still hang 40 on me. I saw him last year, and I went, I still couldn't guard you. Nope. And couldn't even come close. 4 years younger, and you would still just absolutely obliterate me.
I bet Bob would put up 40 on you.
No doubt. Bob's got a lot of energy. He's not as big as Coach Gray, but yeah, he's got that quick first step. We'll have to ask him about that when he joins us at 4 o'clock.
That's right. 4 o'clock, we'll have Bob Richey, the head coach of the Furman Paladins, on the number 1 overall seed in the SoCon tournament. Yes, and the UNC Asheville Bulldogs did get a win today in the Big South tournament. You heard it right here on ESPN. Asheville earlier today over Charleston Southern, so they advance to the second round tomorrow, and you'll hear that right here on ESPN Asheville tomorrow at noon.
11:30 pregame, 12 o'clock tip-off, and we tried to ride the Jeremy wave with the meatball sandwich right into the NCAA tournament.
Make sure you're at the Harrah Cherokee Center, Asheville, March the 2nd through the 6th for the 2023 Ingles SoCon Basketball Championships. Experience fun for the whole family as your favorite teams compete for the championship and a berth in the NCAA tournament. While you're there, visit the Ingles Fan Zone at the tournament for lots of fun, games, prizes, and more. The 2023 Ingles SoCon Basketball Championships. For more information, visit SoConHoops.com. That's SoConHoops.com.
Everyone's heard about the housing market and this being the best time to sell a house in years. But the same thing applies to cars. Whether you're looking to buy a car, trade in, or sell that car in the driveway collecting dust, Fred Anderson Nissan of Asheville wants to buy your car. They have 2 on-site managers that work with Kelley Blue Book to give you top dollar for your vehicle. You can even have your car appraised instantly at AndersonNissan.com. Stop in and visit them today at 629 Brevard Road in Asheville or call them at 828-365-1663.
Tired of getting dinged by monthly fees on your checking account? You need Simple Checking from Home Trust Bank. With Simple Checking, you get all the essential checking services for free, including 100% online access and a free Visa debit card. It's everything you need from a checking account, but no hoops, no surprises, no monthly fees. Stop by today or call 800-627-1632. Simple Checking at Home Trust. Ready for what's next. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Have your outdoors and running water too with Luxury Loo, the tasteful solution to portable bathroom rentals. Family owned and local, Luxury Loo Rental provides modern bathrooms on the go with running water, AC and heating, flushable toilets, and elegant designs. Luxury Loos are perfect for weddings, corporate events, remodels, and more. Don't leave your well-dressed guests to use a dirty porta-potty John.
Ew.
Turn to Asheville natives. Luxury Loo. Visit LuxuryLoosRental.com.
You've got advanced prostate cancer, but you're not waiting around. You want straight talk, the facts about Orgovix.
Orgovix Relagolix 120 milligram prescription tablets is a treatment for adults with advanced prostate cancer. Fact: Orgovix is a different kind of androgen deprivation therapy treatment, a pill, not an injection. Orgovix may cause serious side effects, including a heart condition called QT prolongation. Tell your doctor right away if you feel dizzy, faint, have a racing or pounding heart, or chest pain. Orgovix can cause harm to an unborn baby or miscarriage. Use birth control during treatment and for 2 weeks after Orgovix treatment. The most common side effects include hot flushes, increased blood sugar and blood fat levels, muscle and joint pain, decreased blood hemoglobin levels, increased liver enzymes, tiredness, constipation, and diarrhea. Other side effects include weight gain, decreased sex drive, and erectile function problems. Orgovix may cause infertility. Talk to your doctor if infertility is a concern for you.
Go with Orgovix. Ask your doctor. For more facts, visit gowiththefacts.com.
Discover credit cards automatically double all the cash back you earn at the end of your first year, which means... Wait, hold up. Question for the audio engineer.
Go ahead.
Did I read that right? Discover automatically doubles all your cash back?
Yeah, that's what the script says.
So if I get a Discover card right now, I can earn twice the cash back.
Apparently. Wait! Unlimited first-year cash back match, only from Discover. See terms and learn more at discover.com/match.
Welcome back into the Sportsocracy on ESPN Asheville. And, SoCon tournament underway. Get your tickets at SoConHoops.com. Quarterfinals tomorrow.
If you're
semifinals
coming to the
Sunday.
tournament, feel free to shoot me a message on Twitter at ESPN Draft Nerd. I will be there. I'm hoping to get there for the Western Carolina game tomorrow. I know I will be there for the evening session. HWA and I will both be there, and we will be there for the semifinals on Sunday.
Yep. SoConHoops.com is the website. It's got all the information on the special things going on down at the